area, you do good. Okay, keep that in mind. Tell your brother, tell your sister, tell your family. Make sure that they know, hey, do you know that Sector shared our plans on a Signal chat? Make sure they know that, because you'll be surprised. One of our big mistakes is assuming that everybody in this country is as politically involved, is as connected, is as tuned in as somebody like you or I, right? And that's just not the case. I've said it many times on the show. So a lot of people are just focused on their lives, right? They're focused on getting up, getting the kids up, getting them breakfast, right? Getting them out to school, getting them to their soccer games, getting them to their football games, getting them to their field hockey games, getting them to their swim meet, their track meet, right? Getting home, getting the other kids home. If you're gonna drive them home, oh, now you gotta get. Well, we gotta stop and get dinner. Let's get down. I'm gonna make dinner now. By the time everybody's all done, they got a couple minutes to watch the news, maybe, or if they're in the car in the morning, they get a couple minutes of the news, right? Other than that, people aren't like tuned in like you or I. I respect you guys, everybody that's here. I appreciate you very much, because you're all not only active, but you're tuned in, right? And you're aggressively fighting for this. I know it may not feel like it, but when you get out there and you see the 100,000 people in Boston earlier in April, and you see the people all over this country, in states and cities and towns and counties that you never thought that would have these types of protests in them, because they're deep red, right? Or they're purple to the point where they're turning red, and now you got 10, 15, even whatever, 100, 200, 300 people out there with signs saying, hey, what the hell is going on, right? Down in Virginia, down in Utah, just places all over the place that you wouldn't expect to have these protests form, and they are forming. And they're only getting bigger, and they're only going to get more frequent. I've already seen one for the next one, right? More people that are affected, more people that are fired, more people realizing their fucking bank accounts getting sucked dry, more people realizing they're paying more for shit, right? The more people are going to get out there. And unfortunately, or fortunately, as Donald Trump would say, the change will not happen, right? The courts can only do so much. The entire judiciary can only do so much. The people in the House and the Senate can only do so much with their limited power right now. It's on us. It is on us. We cannot rely on the Supreme Court. We cannot rely on the rest of the judiciary to do our bidding, or to have our backs, or to do the right thing. Right? This may not be the end. This may not be the end of the deportations under the Aliens Enemies Act, right? This pause may just be like some stupid thing where they can get the words written down correctly on the page for a way they can go about it, right? So I'll take the pause as a win, but I'm not fucking holding my breath. I've learned from these situations in the past where I'm not going to rest my laurels on the Supreme Court and their decisions. I'm not going to rest my laurels on the politicians. It's on my back now. Fascism is here. And what you do right now will define how your future is and how people look back upon your history right now. And not only that, how you look back upon yourself. What you did in this moment. Could you have done more? Could you have helped? Did you help? Did you fight? Did you get out there? Did you protest? Did you speak up for others? Or did you wait for somebody to speak up for you? But there was nobody left. So right now is our moment. And if we don't stand up, and if we don't fight, right, and if we don't get out there and peacefully protest and get our voices heard and let them know we're not dealing with this shit anymore, that's when shit's going to change. When 100,000 turns into 500,000, and 500,000 turns into 2 million, and 2 million turns into 5 million, that's when shit's going to change. When people aren't at work, when these corporations aren't making money because everybody's in the streets with a sign protesting Donald Trump's cartel, that's when the business is going to realize, okay, these people are serious now. The people that actually put the fucking bits together, the people that actually make the shit that we buy, right? The people that actually work in the retail, people that actually work in the restaurants, the people that actually work in the law firms that make these corporations, that make these conglomerates so much of their money while giving us fucking shit, while we fucking struggle day after day after day to pay our rent, to put food on the table. And they're buying their fucking 7th yacht, flying to Tahiti and back and whatever the no more. No more. All right? Until we get some health care for everybody. Until we start putting money and attention and time into the unions in this country. Until we make education and colleges easier to get into and free to get into, so people can have the knowledge and the power to fight through the fascism, to know that it's bullshit. They want to keep you stupid. Why do you think it's so much to get into these colleges, right? Why do you think these colleges have so much power right now? No tax breaks for the rich, right? I'm not you. How about we raise the minimum wage to $30 so people can have a better life? They can work one single job instead of 3 or 4 jobs, so they can have some time for themselves, so they can have some R&R, so they can see their family and their kids and build relationships, and neighbors can meet with each other and stick together and have cookouts and build a better society.